Hello, welcome to this tutorial. Today, we are going to talk about subject pronouns. Let's get started. Now, a subject is the person or thing that performs the action in the sentence or clause. And a subject pronoun is a pronoun that takes the place of a noun as the subject of a sentence. For example, in the sentence, we have she told me about her worries. Now the word she is a pronoun and it is the subject of the sentence. And so the word she is a subject pronoun. Note that subject pronouns replace nouns that are the subject of their clause. Have a look at the table below. When we talk about the first person, in its singular form, we use I. In plural, we. When we talk about the second person, we use you. In its plural, the same, you. When we talk about the third person, we use he, she, it. Plural, they. Also, we should replace the subject with a subject pronoun to avoid repetition. For example, Mary is a student and Mary is very hardworking. The repetition of the proper noun Mary should be avoided. We should say something like, Mary is a student and she is very hardworking. She refers to Mary. Also note that we use the subject pronoun it when we refer to objects, things, animals, or ideas. For example, love is eternal. It will last forever. The pronoun it refers to the word love. And sometimes, when we don't know the sex of a baby, we can use it. For example, their baby is so small. It only weighs 2 kilos. We also use it when we talk about time, weather, or temperature. For example, what time is it? It's 7 o'clock. It's quite cold today. Now let's review and practice a bit. Remember that subject pronouns replace nouns that are the subject of their clause. So what do you think would be the proper subject pronoun to use to replace the word Helen? She. And dog? It. Students. They. My brother and I. We. Also note that we should replace the subject with a subject pronoun to avoid repetition. Have a look at the sentence below. Fred and Molly are very good friends. Fred and Molly have known each other since middle school. Try to avoid this repetition by using a subject pronoun. They have known each other since middle school. Let's have a look at another sentence over here. Look at the cat. The cat is so cute. Note that the subject pronoun it is used when we refer to objects, things, animals, or ideas. Try to avoid repetition in the sentence by using the correct subject pronoun. It is so cute. Now, sometimes when we don't know the sex of a baby, we can, of course, use it. Fill in the blanks using the proper subject pronoun in the sentence. The baby didn't sleep well, kicking all night. It was kicking all night. Remember that we can also use it when we talk about time, weather, or temperature. Have a look at the following sentence and fill in the blanks using the proper subject pronoun. Minus 10 degrees Celsius outside. You should definitely wear a hat. It's 10 degrees Celsius. Now, here is a short story using subject pronouns. Listen as I read so you can see how they are used in real life conversation. After I'm done, make sure you understand all the grammar and read aloud yourself so that you can work on your own fluency and pronunciation. Shall we go out tonight? The weather is lovely. Yes, it is. Maybe we could go for a walk. I don't feel like eating. It's strange. Are you feeling well? I'm alright, thank you. I was at my grandma's today and she cooked a lot of stuff for lunch. I felt like I was about to explode. I know the feeling. All grandmas are like that. They show their love by feeding their grandkids. Now it's time for you to practice on your own. Read the following sentences and replace the subject with the appropriate pronoun. A. Kylie is looking for a job at the moment. B. My kids absolutely love reading books. C. The temperature is 25 degrees Celsius today. D. My friends and I like to go on trips together. E. Mrs. Smith is my neighbor. Now, read the following sentences and correct the mistakes you find. A. The dog stole Amanda's hot dog before he ran away. B. My brother likes working out in the morning. He gives him energy for the rest of the day. C. There are raindrops on my window. Are they raining again? D. Her husband is really sweet because her husband brings her breakfast in bed. E. You can have ice cream after they have your broccoli. Time to check your answers. He is looking for a job at the moment. They absolutely love reading books. It is 25 degrees Celsius today. We like to go on trips together. She is my neighbor. The dog stole Amanda's hot dog before it ran away. My brother likes working out in the morning. It gives him energy for the rest of the day. There are raindrops on my window. Is it raining again? Her husband is really sweet. He brings her breakfast in bed. You can have ice cream after you eat your broccoli. Thank you for watching this tutorial.
Hello! Welcome to this tutorial. Today, we are going to talk about object pronouns. Let's get started. An object is the person or thing that receives the action in the clause or sentence. Now, an object pronoun is a pronoun that takes the place of a noun as the object of a sentence. For example, in the sentence, she told me about her worries, the word me is an object pronoun because it refers to the person that is receiving the action. Also note that the object pronoun comes after a verb or a preposition. Object pronouns are used to replace nouns that are the direct or indirect objects of a clause. Let's have a look at the table below. When we want to use a pronoun as the subject of a sentence, we use I, you, he, she, it, we, or they. And when we want to use a pronoun as the object of a sentence, we use me, you, him, her, it, us, or them. As earlier stated, object pronouns come either after a verb or a preposition. For example, in this sentence, Ethan asked me to talk to them. The object pronoun me comes after the verb asked, and the object pronoun them comes after the preposition to. Also note that the subject pronoun it and the object pronoun it look the same. For example, do you know the movie Pretty Lady? It is my favorite. In this sentence, the pronoun it is a subject pronoun because it is used as the subject of the sentence. And in this sentence, I've seen it many times. The pronoun it is an object pronoun because it is used as the object of the sentence after a verb. Remember that object pronouns are always the recipients of the action in sentences. In this example over here, for example, in this sentence we have he and me. Also, remember that object nouns are always the recipients of the action in sentences. Also, remember that object pronouns are always the recipients of the action in sentences. Now let's have a look at the sentence over here. He and me went to the movies. Now this sentence would be incorrect because the object pronoun me is being used as the subject of the sentence. The correct form would be he and I went to the movies. Let's have a look at another example over here. Mrs. Keith called her and I. Now this sentence is incorrect because the pronoun, the subject pronoun, I, is being used as the object of the sentence. The correct form would be Mrs. Keith called her and me. Also, we should replace the object with an object pronoun to avoid repetition. Let's have a look at an example over here. I can't stop thinking about Amy. I can't stop imagining my future with Amy. Now we can avoid repeating the word Amy by using object pronouns. For example, I can't stop imagining my future with her. Now let's review and practice a bit. Remember that object pronouns are used to replace nouns that are the direct or indirect objects of a clause or a sentence. Let's have a look at the pronouns below. What is the object pronoun of the subject pronoun I? Me. You. You. He. Him. She. Her. It. It. We. Us. And they. Them. Also note that object pronouns come either after a verb or a preposition. Now have a look at the sentence below and fill in the blanks using the appropriate object pronoun. My mom asked to do. My mom asked me to do it. Note that the subject pronoun it and the object pronoun it look the same. Have a look at the sentences below. In which sentence is the pronoun it a subject pronoun? And in which sentence is the pronoun it an object pronoun? I like this book a lot. It is one of my favorites. I often read it when I'm feeling down. In the first sentence, the pronoun it is a subject pronoun. And in the second sentence, the pronoun it is an object pronoun. Remember that object nouns are always the recipients of the action in sentences. Try to correct the following sentence. John invited them and I to his party. John invited them and me to his party. Also, we should replace the object with an object pronoun to avoid repetition. Have a look at the sentence below and try to avoid the repetition in the second sentence by using an object pronoun. You can't talk with Greg every hour. Constantly being on the phone with Greg leaves you with zero free time. Constantly being on the phone with him leaves you with zero free time. Here is a short story using object pronouns. Listen as I read so you can see how they are used in real-life conversation. After I'm done, make sure you understand all the grammar and read aloud yourself so that you can work on your own fluency and pronunciation. What should I get them? It's their anniversary, but I can't think of a gift. It should be something cheap but yet memorable. Why don't you give them something that you made yourself? Maybe a poster with their photos that they haven't seen? I think they'll be happy to get it. I knew I could turn to you. This is a great idea. I'll definitely do it. Now, time for you to practice on your own. Read the following sentences and fill in the gaps with the appropriate object pronouns. A. I saw the way Kate talks to Jeffrey. I am sure that she is in love with. B. I can't find my glasses. Maybe that's because I'm wearing. C. Is that Mike's new girlfriend? Don't ask me, ask. D. Why is he always talking about Liz? He obviously likes. E. Amy doesn't want to be in the same room with Nick and I think she doesn't like us. F. What's the title of the movie we saw last night? I don't remember. G. Your brothers are being very noisy. Could you ask to be quieter? H. I can't stop thinking about his words. It's been bugging for a long time. I. Don't you like apples? I absolutely love. J. Why don't they invite over? My husband and I are very nice people. Now, let's check your answers. I saw the way Kate talks to Jeffrey. I am sure she is in love with him. I can't find my glasses. Maybe that's because I'm wearing them. Is that Mike's new girlfriend? Don't ask me, ask them. Why is he always talking about Liz? He obviously likes her. Amy doesn't want to be in the same room with Nick and me. I think she doesn't like us. What's the title of the movie we saw last night? I don't remember it. Your brothers are being very noisy. Could you ask them to be quieter? I can't stop thinking about his words. It's been bugging me for a long time. Do you like apples? I absolutely love them. Why don't they invite us over? My husband and I are very nice people. Thank you for watching this tutorial.